Oh, I'm live. Oh, good morning, friends. I'll give you all a chance to get logged in because welcome to your Thanksgiving Day live edition of My Kitchen, My Rules. I'm Leigh Brown, and I hope you're getting ready to have a house full of people and all the fun you can think of and all the best parts of Thanksgiving. And that if you're not doing that, that you're finding your own Thanksgiving anyway, because, you know, this is a good holiday. I was reading somebody yesterday being all nasty pants about we shouldn't be eating so much. And I frankly felt like they needed to eat better food. So I know that's why y'all come to My Kitchen, My Rules. And so if you're wondering what all the mess is around me, we're going to have a mess of green beans later. That's my collard greens. They got to go on next because it'll take them several hours to get ready. Put my sweet potatoes behind me and go make my Aunt Joanne sweet potatoes for my mama and for my cousins. So it's going to be a great day in my house. And I should tell y'all that if you're anywhere local and you're lonely and need somewhere to go, you should private message me because I could probably fix you up a plate. Hey, Crystal. So we're here so y'all can make cranberries with me. Now, in this little angry person's rant from yesterday, they were fussing about cranberries and how nobody likes them. And frankly, my heart was sad because that means this sad individual has never had my cranberries, which are ridiculous. And they're good. And I've shown y'all this for several years. And I think some of y'all just watch my videos and you forget to actually do things. So that's why I gave y'all the ingredients early. And so if you missed that post, you can download everything you need. But here's what you need for ingredients this morning, friends. And we're making our cranberries first so they can kind of set over on the stove and clear up an eye because all your eyes are going to be taken up here in a little bit if you're cooking correctly. So you need cider. I'm using non-alcoholic cider this morning because I cannot find the Angry Orchard in the refrigerator. But you can use any kind of hard cider. You can use any kind of apple something. I mean, you could use apple juice. I guess you can probably get one of them juice boxes that your kids get in a Happy Meal and squeeze it empty. That's fine too. You're going to need sugar. Of course, you know, Dixie Crystals. Oh, and if y'all didn't know, Harris Teeter has Dixie Crystals on sale right now if you have an EVIC card. And it's $1.77 for a 5-pound bag, and it's limit 4. So I pulled my limit on sugar. Some of y'all get your limit on quail. I got my limit on sugar. And so you're also going to need some bourbon whiskey. I'm using Evan Williams today, the honey kind. I have used Jack Daniel's honey and Jim Beam honey and all of them. And frankly, this one was the right size bottle. And don't judge me because it's not been, it's not fresh bottle. But, you know, you should always test your whiskey. Oh, that's so good. I do think the Evan Williams one is a little sweeter than the Jim Beam and the Jack Daniel's. Then, of course, you need cranberries. And I was all tickled because they had this pre-washed premium farm fresh from Cape Cod 2-pound bag. They also have a little 1-pound bag. And this one's non-GMO, which is why I paid an extra $1 for it, I guess. But anyway, oh, that tasted good. Y'all should always start off your day with a shot of whiskey, I think. So you're going to need a pot. All right, so get you a saucepan here. Oh, hey, Jason. I see Charleston coming to life down here. All right. So y'all ready to make some bourbon cranberries? This is good stuff. You're going to need a cup of sugar. So get your measuring cup out. Now, you know what? Dixie Crystals sent me some. And so I'm going to use, look, it's a pop out. What? How cool is that? So thank you, Dixie Crystals. And you know what? How much I love my sugar brand? Y'all, I was in Harris Teeter, and I might have talked to the manager because since the Dixie Crystals is on sale, the aisle was cleaned out where the sugar is, and they had it on the end cap like 2 aisles away. And I said, that is not correct. If you're going to be empty on the sugar aisle, put it on the right end cap. You know, sometimes y'all might call me a Karen, but I think you should just call me a Leigh because I want things to be right. All right, so get your sugar. We're going to get a cup of sugar, put it in a saucepan. All right, so there's one. And this is not healthy, okay? This is for Thanksgiving. And some of y'all just need to relax a little bit because you know what they say, you're going to eat right and exercise and die anyway. And I did already do my exercise this morning because this stupid Apple Watch was going to give me a badge if I did a 5K this morning. So I went to the Gold's Gym and did my 5K. And so now you're going to cut your heat on medium-ish. So we're going to put it on medium. I've got some chunks in my sugar because I let it set out in the mudroom for too long. So let me just fix up my clumps here right quick. And so I'll tell y'all that 2020 has not been, you know, your favorite year probably because of all the things that have gone on. So I'm going to challenge y'all today, since it is Thanksgiving, try not to be such a grumpy pants about everything. I challenge y'all to stay out of comment threads today. All day long, people stay out of comment threads. In fact, stay off the internet and find a human to hang out with, even hug them. Y'all, I saw one of my past clients this week who's a dear friend at this point, because one of the good things about real estate is that some of your clients turn into great friends. Not all, but some. And I've known her since before I had Cora, and since her eldest was a wee tiny little peanut. I fed him yogurt when we were looking at a house. So anyway, I went to see her and take her a Thanksgiving wreath or Christmas wreath, holiday wreath, Hanukkah wreath, don't matter. It's a wreath, smells good. And I asked her if I could hug her. I had my mask on and stuff. And she hugged me like a drowning woman because, she hadn't had a whole lot of human contact. So we fixed that. And everybody's going to be fine. All right. So y'all just remember that. So now we're going to add to our sugar. Let's put some whiskey in there. Actually, before we put the whiskey in, let's put the cranberries in. You can really put all these things in however you want to. It's your house. This is my kitchen, my rules. I will tell y'all the funniest thing about my channel is how many of y'all like to tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'm going to tell you that I don't give two rips. Mwah. Ha ha. See, that's what y'all have to learn how to do in life. Ain't that a skill we all need? And amen and hallelujah. Just to say, I don't care what you think, friend. Mwah, and say it nicely. So you need about a pound of cranberries. So that's going to be half of my bag-ish. We don't measure very much in my kitchen, my rules. I don't know what else y'all going to do with those cranberries, though, so you just as well fix them. And you can, I guess, get you a needle and thread. Y'all remember making the cranberry and popcorn garlands to put outside? We did that because that was, I guess, one way my mother could get us out from underfoot, but she didn't cook. Y'all know Cookie does not cook, but we love her anyway, right? Because she has other talents, like being amazing. She'll be here in a little bit. All right, so let's just kind of mix the sugar in with the cranberries. And y'all, I got to show you something. See, when you mix the sugar in with the cranberries, look how pretty they are. A lot of people use this for decorations on things. I probably should take some out and throw them on my pumpkin pie, which came out so pretty. All right, so now we got the sugar heating up in there. You need a cup of Evan Williams or Jack Daniels or Jim Beam or whatever bourbon is in your house. But I do prefer the honey flavor just because I do. So you need about a cup. So let's do about a cup. Look, I'm using my Pyrex, except for some of y'all, you are very nervous about the fact that I do not measure things. Okay, so there we go. Let's just put that in there. Now, that is not enough. And this is the problem with measuring sometimes, y'all. The measuring is a problem. So let's make sure we have enough bourbon in there. There we go. Now, that's probably the rest of the bottle. Okay, I probably did myself a disservice. I'm going to have to switch to rum or vodka later. Y'all got to check this out. Y'all know I love that cat head honeysuckle vodka. They have pecan now, or pecan or pecan, however you say it. My grandmother got aggravated when you said pecan. She said that was something for old people when they couldn't get out of the bed anymore. So anyway, let's stir in our bourbon, cranberries, and sugar. You're going to let this roll, y'all, until that sugar has dissolved, okay? So do not take it off the heat till the sugar has gone. And thank y'all for all the nice hair compliments. Noah Lance appreciates that. He's, a very fine hairstylist. We call him the blonde whisperer. Because, spoiler alert, this is bottle blonde, So anyway, now that we've got our bourbon in, had some on my hand, couldn't let it go to waste. Get your apple whatever, your cider whatever. You need about a cup of that. So let's put in about a cup or thereabouts, maybe 2 cups, maybe a cup and a half, I don't know. But you need enough. And so now you got your cranberries pretty much covered, floating a little bit. If you put enough bourbon in there, you got your cup of sugar. Now it's going to start to cook down. And so what you'll do is kind of, stir it every so often. See, when you don't hear the crunchy stuff at the bottom, that's your sugar, if you hear the crunchy. And we're going to let it go until it starts to bubble a little bit. What's going to happen, y'all, if you watch behind me, I might even show you when it happens. The cranberries will start to burst. And that's the best part, when the cranberries start to burst. When they start, that's when you're going to cut your heat down to simmer and let it set for a while. And then when it has gotten thick, you can take it off the heat. So I got to tell y'all something. As y'all are thinking about what to be grateful for, I'm going to remind y'all of something. So I got a message. Now, y'all know I'm a realtor, right? I know that's a big shocking secret for y'all because you can't figure out why I don't make a living as a cook, right? Oh, and by the way, Morgan, I have one of your great-grandmother, my grandmother's recipes I will fix for the show Anne was all excited that we found the recipe for it. So anyway, so I got a message from a lady who was very concerned about the future, right? Because people are concerned about the future, but you really don't have to be if you know the Lord, because he's got it. So if you need to be introduced to the Lord, you let me know. I'll hook you up. But anyway, she said, I'm 64, lost my husband at 60, and I'm sitting in a house I own lock, stock, and barrel. Would hate to think I was going to have to come up with rent money for the rest of my life. Y'all, that's why you buy a house. You don't buy it because of the investment, although that's a good thing. You buy it so you have somewhere to be if things don't go your way in life. And then she says, if this government decides to redistribute our wealth, which is not theirs, who knows what will happen. And I got to tell y'all something. When I hear about somebody who owns their house completely outright, hang on, let me check my cranberries because I can't let them go. If I hear about somebody owns their house outright and they think they're good for life, you have to know that there are reasons your realtors have to keep paying attention even after you own your house outright. And it's not because you want to make you sell it. Although if you're an older type person, be very nervous about those people that are scooching around through neighborhoods trying to buy your house. You should call somebody and make sure they're giving you what it's worth. But anyway, property taxes are going to be a real issue after the whole COVID mess and all the times the government has illegally locked down our economy. Y'all, stop. All right, so think about this. If the government comes in and starts messing with your property taxes, the person who owns her house lock, stock, and barrel is going to find out that the government thinks it's theirs because of taxes. I'm not going to let that happen. And so if y'all wonder why I volunteer in addition to doing everything else that I do, it's because whoever this woman is, I've never met her. I don't want her to be on the street because of property taxes. And in North Carolina, they're trying to jack our home insurance rates by 25%. So y'all, there's a little email out there. You can find it on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere. You need to let the insurance rate bureau, we're the only state with a rate bureau, you normal people. But anyway, tell them you can't handle a 25% increase in insurance because that is, well, it's usury, frankly, and that is banned in the Bible. Y'all need to learn your Bible. But anyway, we're letting our red cranberries cook over here. I'm not burbling yet. I'm going to cut my heat up a little bit because I'm impatient. I got to get started on my collard greens. I have got to make everything today because we make everything from scratch. So that's all you have to do, friends, for the best cranberries ever. Cranberries, a cup of sugar, as much whiskey as you want, and some cider. And then when they start to burst, cut your heat down to low. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something else when you're thinking about what to be thankful for today. Be thankful that COVID, for whatever reason it has come into our existence, has caused a lot of us to have conversations and to pay attention to each other and to really know that relationships matter. And that means if you know somebody who's lonely, that today's a good day to reach out and carry them a plate of something. But if you can't cook, maybe keep your food to yourself and give them a gift card somewhere to a nice small business, a nice small restaurant. But I will tell you that I'm going to have enough food. So again, if you're local to Concord, Harrisburg, and you need a plate, you let me know. Now, over here in the comments, y'all need to say something kind and you're grateful for, and do that at lunch today. And by the way, if you did not see what the town of Hendersonville put out 2 days ago, North Carolina, go Hendersonville. They're right next to Asheville. They just reminded you that minding your own business is good for your teeth. And I kind of love that so much. Because we don't need to be ugly to each other. We need to be kind. And that means eat cranberries that are full of liquor. And by the way, your kids can't eat these. I mean, mine will. But it's because most of the liquor does burn off. Not all. So it just depends on who your kids are and how old they are. But mine are, well, Cora's driving now. So I guess she can't leave the house if she eats them. But she won't because she doesn't like alcohol. And no, we're not illegal over here. But, I mean, come on, y'all. How many of y'all didn't have a mom and daddy that let y'all taste their beer when you were little just because you'd hate it? And my daddy drank Coors Light like one every 6 months. You know, Daryl, not much of a drinker, but he drank that nasty stuff. So I sure didn't want to drink it. It's how I found the good stuff later on. But I'm old enough now. So anyway, happy Thanksgiving. Go have a Thanksgiving. Hug somebody. But you may ask their permission first. Maybe they're nervous and stuff. But don't let fear get in the way of you, your relationships, and your life. Faith over fear, friends. Get after it. Have a good day. I'll see y'all around. And be grateful.